Hey, recently we've been seeing a lot of reports about how we're changing the way we do preschools and kindergartens and daycares for our little kids. And a lot of it is pulling our kids outside because we're doing school a little bit differently now in the year 2021. And we know that outside is a great place to be and it presents maybe a safer atmosphere for kids. So when I see this, though, it really makes me think about growth and development and how many times we get these pushback behaviors from some of our youngest kids because we're asking them to kind of grow in a way that maybe they're just not ready to grow. So I thought today I would take a little field trip and bring it into my garden. So here's what I've been thinking about when it comes to some of those behaviors that we get from our littles, and I really compared it to my garden in some weird way. So what I was thinking is if I planted this garden all at the same time, so I give you all the same curriculum, I give you all the same ideas and expectations, and I manage your growth the same way. But then I get frustrated because I have these timelines I have to meet and all. And so I start to look at some of my growth here, and I look at my littles over here and looking at my squash, and I'm like, why isn't my squash growing? Why isn't my squash coming out of the ground? I gave them the same types of stuff that I gave my cucumbers. And yet my cucumbers, they're just starting to sprout. Now I gotta tell you, I was getting a little worried about my cucumbers because they were taking a little more time. So I was actually kind of threatening them a little bit to say, hey, listen, if you don't start stepping it up a little bit, I'm gonna start planting some that are already gone at the store. I'm just gonna go buy some. But then lo and behold, they actually started to sprout. So I just needed to give them an extra 24, 48 hours. Now if I'd given up on them 48 hours ago, I probably wouldn't have gotten those sprouts that I really need. But then I look at my cucumbers and I might say to my cucumbers, but guys, look at these peppers. These peppers have gotten so tall in a short amount of time. But there's a few here that are a little tired. So I think I might have pushed them a little bit too fast, and so they're kind of retaliating. And so that plant has given me a little bit of pushback, all right? And so he's getting a little grumpy on me. So I'm over here and I look at my tomato plants and I go, man, okay, they look pretty sturdy. So I say, come on, tomatoes, let's get it with the peppers. You know, come on, squash back here. Come on, beans, you're barely coming out. Let's get with the cucumbers. It doesn't work that way. So when we see behaviors in our littles, and they start to ramp up, it's not that we wanted to sit back and say, no more teaching, let's just let things happen when they're supposed to happen. But we do need to be aware that that primary causal factor has a lot to do with the developmental versus chronological versus even social emotional status of some of our littlest kids. And so if we can slow that process down, not get frustrated, and I think that's the hardest part, because I say, why aren't these growing at the same amount of time? Why are they giving me these behaviors? Because they can't get there yet, but they will get there yet. And so if we can just understand that, when we start to see those pushback behaviors, it might be time to just say, you know what? I'm gonna keep teaching using some of the same methods, repeat what I need to do day in and day out, slow it down a little bit, maybe have some more playtime. We all need more playtime. I'm even gonna bring the kids outdoors more, because that may be just the technique I need to reduce some of those behaviors that I'm seeing and help them to flourish and grow, really, on their own time.